All right, so let's go through the basics of...
There's a speed trap ahead.
Let's go through the basics of hauling a load from end to end. In order to haul a load, the first thing you do is you gotta have a load to haul. So where do you get your load from? And let me just, before I even get all the way into that, let me just say that this is all based on my experience. This is not advice. This is not trying to say, well, this is who's right or wrong. I know people get real touchy about that stuff out there. This is just what I've learned so far. So what I will say is that, you know, if anybody else that more experience, that, you know, if I missed something or if they have something constructive to add to the commentary, just drop it down in the comments just so everybody can learn from it. But I'm just going over the things that either that I didn't know or that I learned, and what I know to be like just the basics of from the beginning to end if you are going to haul piece of freight or book a load, however you want to call it. So first thing, gotta have a load. All right, so where do you get a load from? The basics are you usually come from a load board, or you can have a dispatcher. So you can do it yourself. You have a dispatcher. I mean, you could have like contracts and all that stuff, but just keep it kind of like the simple basic things that I know about. So you can do it yourself. That means you get on the load board. They are usually subscription based. They have free ones out there. You go, you search based on location, specifics to your truck, where you want to go, all that good stuff. And you'll find on there are postings for things, they're postings for freight that has to be shipped or delivered. So that's one way, going on the load board yourself and doing it. Other ways, if you have a dispatcher. Dispatcher basically does that. They go on a load board, it looks for you to load. So at least that's one of the things they do. So first thing, get a load, either getting it yourself or someone's giving it to you by way of a load board. Okay, so once the load, so if you do it yourself, there's a couple of pieces of information, at least that I know, that I needed to do, that I needed to get, that you have to do it yourself. And if you have a broker, if you have a dispatcher, they do it for you. So just simple basics. You go, you look on the load board, you see something you like, you call up the broker, say, hey, can I take this load? Or if it doesn't have a price, you negotiate what it is, you figure it out, you guys agree on whatever it is that, you know, that you're going to take this load, you're going to take the job, you agree on it, okay, fine. So then there's paperwork that has to get exchanged. Assuming that you've never been in there, that you've never hauled for them before, that means you have to do, like a packet, they call it. And basically what you're doing is just getting in their system. Not getting into what that is, but it's usually pretty lengthy, maybe like 5-10 pages, something like that. That's how that broker gets you into their system for shipping. Broker, shipper, that's how you get it, because they sometimes need you in there. I don't know that they always do, but I think for the most part, that's how they get you in their system. That's the best way I can put it. So, all right, so once you've agreed, you got to get in the system. They send you paperwork, you send it back to them, you're in their system now, and then once you're in the system, then what they'll do is they'll send you out a rate confirmation, and it's what you agreed with. That's what you agreed to in terms of like how much you'll get paid for it, and it's got like details for like the shipper or the broker. Also, where are you picking it up? Where are you picking up the freight from? Where are you dropping it off at? Specifics to like details about that. How big it is, sometimes not. It depends. All of them are different. That does vary a lot, at least as far as I can tell. I've been doing it that long, but every time I look at one, it looks like it's it's a totally different one. So there's some basic things I know to look on each one, and I'm looking for how much it's going to pay, how much I'm going to get paid, where is it going, where am I picking it up from, all that kind of stuff. Like that's the basics that I look for. And like I said, they email that out to you, right? Once they get you in the system. Some can do it without it, I think, but that's just kind of like a base, something to anticipate. Now, if you had a dispatcher, they do all that for you. Once they call you up and they say, hey, you want to take this, take this thing from point A to point B, you can then, you say, okay, then they do all that stuff in the background for you, and they just send you the rate confirmation. So that's how, like, that's what the advantage to working for a dispatcher. That's part of like what their charge goes to cover, that administrative work that they do for you. All right, so you get a rate confirmation. Now you're ready to go, actually go haul the load. You gotta go pick up the load. So you get in your truck, get your trailer, truck or trailer, you go to the address on the rate confirmation, go pick up the load. So you get there. I mean, there's stuff you got to do with like ELDs and all that. Not getting into all of that, but like pre-trip and all that. But so you get in the truck, you go pick it up. You're going to the location where the shipper's going. You walk in. Different places kind of set up different. It really does. It could be a container yard. It could be like a tractor dealership. It could be anywhere. So when you get there, you want to go for like the receiving department, and on the paperwork, on that rate confirmation that you get, or I should say, put it in a different way, the way I do it. The rate confirmation that I get, there's usually information on there that I give the person that's in receiving, and then that way they can look it up and say, oh, okay, you're here for take this widget to wherever. Go pull around here, or you're fine there, or whatever. So, all right. So that's that. You get loaded. So you get yourself wherever you have to be. Once they give you, once you check in, call that the check-in. When you give them the information, what you're there to pick up. They sometimes give you back a bill of lading then, sometimes they give it to you at the end, but you're going to get a bill of lading from the pickup place. Sometimes, like I said, up front, sometimes later. So anyway, you get yourself situated wherever they tell you to, or you stay where you're at. They load you up on your truck. You tell them however you want it, if you can. Sometimes they got a drive stuff on there that's specific to like whatever it is you're carrying. Once it's loaded, you strap it down, tarp it if you have to. You basically get the load secured, and then you're either getting the signed bill of lading at that point. Sometimes you get it ahead of that. Before you leave, though, you want to get, not signed, you want to get the bill of lading. It's a document that has what you're shipping, where it's going. That's the document that you have to get signed once you get it to the drop-off place. So you make sure you have that when you leave. For me, I keep saying you. For me, that's the paperwork that I make sure I have that when I leave, and I take that. I double check the address on there, make sure everything matches my rate confirmation, pounds and all that stuff. And then I'm locked. So I've got it locked down, meaning like everything's secure. I got my paperwork. Now I'm on to the receiver. I'm on to drop it off. So I go there, get to the place wherever I'm delivering. Same kind of deal, meaning I find a receiver, let them know I'm there to deliver. I'm delivering what's on this bill of lading. Sometimes I just give it to them. They say okay, they all load it, I unstrap it, they take it off, they sign the bill of lading, and I'm done. Put all my stuff back together, and now it's time to actually get paid for the load. So the way it works for me is I factor my loads through OTR. The way their setup is, I actually send them screenshots or captured images, however you want to put it. I send them a copy of the rate sheet that I got up front, either from my dispatcher or I got it myself from the broker. So I have the rate confirmation I upload into their system, and then the signed bill of lading. Those are the two things that I need to get paid from the factoring company. So the way that theirs works is an application. It's like an app on my phone. Like I said, I take pictures of them, I crop them so that they're nice and neat, of the bill of lading and the signed bill of lading and the rate confirmation. I go in there, application is factor load button. I put in the MC number for the broker shipper. I put that in there, and then I put in, actually I'm wrong, I put in the name, I put in the load number, or there's a reference number, I put in how much the rate is, and then I upload those documents. That's it. Done. If I do it before 2 o'clock, it hits my account the next day. If I do it after that, the following day. So one thing about the factoring, so if you're doing the booking yourself, if you're booking your own load yourself, meaning like you're doing that rate confirmation piece yourself and not doing it, have your dispatcher do it. When you're looking for your loads, at least that's what I do. When I look for my loads, if I find something that I like, I check the broker before I even call, because if the broker is not approved with my factoring company, then I'm gonna have issues getting paid. So once I find the load, I check that whoever that the broker is, to make sure that I can actually get that load factored before I even call, because that could be a problem. The dispatcher, I'm assuming that the dispatcher checks it. My dispatcher would check it for me. So that's that. Yeah, so I think that's it. So that's getting paid. I think that's pretty much it. Find the load. Either you're finding it yourself, your dispatcher's finding it for you. You get your rate confirmation. You head over to the pickup place. Give them the information from your rate confirmation so you can get loaded. You secure the load. Head on over to the drop off or the receiver. Before you head off, get your bill of lading. It's not going to be signed. Get your bill of lading with you. Take that with you over to the drop off. Once you get there, you take your bill of lading to the receiver, whoever's going to unload you. Get unloaded. Get your bill of lading signed, and then you upload at least me. I upload my signed bill of lading, my rate confirmation up into my factoring company OTRs, into the application to get paid either the following day or either 1 or 2 days later. That's it. Like I said, if there's anything left out, go ahead, drop that in the comments. If you have any questions about that, how I do it, if you got any tips for anything in terms of like better ways to manage any of that stuff, feel free. Like I said, it was just real basic. This is what I've come to understand and how things work in terms of getting loads. Getting loads, hauling loads, however you want to put it. So yeah, couldn't find a video out there that gave this information out. I kind of had to figure it out on my own, just trial and error, or just asking questions along the way. Some people would be helpful, say, hey, when you go here, you got to do this. But I couldn't find anything out there that would just, from beginning to end, like, hey, you're sitting at home. From that point to, all the way to the end to where you've dropped off and you're getting paid. So anyway, that's all for now. I'll see you guys in the next video.